Welcome back to phase 2. In the previous module, we tested feature hands-on. Now, let's put a name to most of what you just did. It was black box testing. And here's the thing, this is the single most common style of testing manual QA engineers do every day. So imagine I hand you a sealed box. You can't open it, can't see the wiring inside. All you can do is push buttons and watch what comes out. So that's black box testing for you, and it is surprisingly powerful. There's an interactive sealed box login in this lesson you'll get to break. So, when we talk about black box testing, it means that you're testing the application without any knowledge of how the code is written inside. You only care about three things: what you put in, what comes out, and whether that matches the requirement. So the tester does not know how the code works and crucially does not need to. So you are judging the box by its behavior exactly like a real user would. A user never sees your code, neither does a black box tester. So this is why you don't need to be a programmer to start in QA. Black box testing is where most people begin and many build entire careers on. Now, when you test a black box, your attention goes to exactly three things. The first one is input. So, everything you feed in, the good, the bad, and the weird, valid data, invalid data, and nasty edge cases like empty fields or 500 character names. Then there's output, which is what the system gives back. Your job is to compare that output against what should happen. And then there are the requirements, and the referee for should is always the requirement. So without a requirement, you cannot say an output is wrong. It's only different. And this is why black box testers live and breathe the requirement documentation. So we'll do a quick demo for a couple of cases. So testing a login is blind, it's black box. You do not really see the code, you not see how the code is getting traversed. You just feed in the input, you look at the output. So let's do with the valid one first. So I don't know how the internal is behaving, but I'm just putting in the input and getting the message of login successful. Similarly, I am now doing invalid. I am just putting in an input from the requirement. I'm validating that the access should be denied, and so that is what is happening. Now I will be putting in some blank inputs. So again, the validation as expected. Now this is black box for you. You're just putting in the input, getting the output, nothing in between that you see. Now this is the second demo. So we'll be mapping inputs to the expected outputs. So as a black box tester, you'll be thinking in the tables. You'll click here on each of the input and see the output is what the requirement has. So the requirement checks are that if the value is below $100, there should be no discount. So let us try with value of $99. So it says no discount. 50, no discount. Now at 100, the discount should apply. So at exactly the value of 100, I should be getting a discount of 10%. So you can see that the effective amount is $90. And if it is above $100, the discount applies again. So we are taking this value of $250 and $10 discount should still apply. So the effective value becomes $225. So we just have certain inputs and there are certain requirements. The requirement is of this calculation getting it right. We don't know how the code internally is implementing this formula, and hence this is a black box for us. We are just mapping in the input with the expected output. So every technique has trade-offs. You should be honest about both. It's what separates a thoughtful tester from someone reciting the buzzwords. So if we look at the advantage, black box testing is user-centric. You experience the app exactly like your customer will. It needs no coding knowledge, so you can start today. And it's brilliant at catching requirement and workflow gaps because you're walking real journeys. Limitations, on the other hand, is that there is limited code coverage since you cannot see inside. You cannot guarantee every internal path or branch was actually traversed. So a bug hiding in a code branch your input never triggers will slip right past you. So that's exactly the gap that white box testing fills, which will be our next module. So with this, we come to the end of our second module. Black box testing, it judges the app by behavior, not code. Inputs, outputs, requirements, user centric, no coding needed, and the trade off is limited code coverage.